El Clásico. All right, ladies and gentlemen, me, my boy Sam, we're back in the building. All right, it's week 8, 5 more weeks to go. Very sad, very upset that this is coming to an end. Like you said, we only get a few of these seasons in our life, so you got to make the best of them. And we're back at you, pay for play, college football sports hour. Joining me is my brother Sam, LSU fan, noted Bengals fan. Um, Great guy. Couldn't have asked for a better co-host. Appreciate you for joining me, my brother. How you doing up there in chilly Indiana? The snow coming down yet?
Oh no, they're talking about snow later or like early next week, and it makes me want to fucking throw up. Like it's every time it happened. Like normally, like I grew up around Louisville, and so it's only like 2 hours. But that 2 hours is like the difference between like it's such a huge difference. Like this
Yeah.
week it was like high 60s, but back in Louisville it was like at 80s. So
Mhm.
I mean that 2 hours made me learn a lot. Like this is the furthest north I will ever go because we consistently get snow before like Thanksgiving every year, and I'm not okay with that at all. But we're powering through. This slate is atrocious, but like we said last week, there's a finite amount of football seasons left in your life. Enjoy
Yeah.
every week like it could be your last football season. So
Yeah. I 100% agree. I kind of feel like LeBron when he was talking about the matchup with KD, and they asked him like, how you feel about going up against KD. It's like, man, I'm past my prime, man. So I'm enjoying everything that I'm getting after my prime. You know what I'm saying? Nothing is promised. So we're having fun. We're good.
what
Big
makes it
matchup.
worse? Yeah, what
Mhm.
you at least have the benefit of like you have like the game today. I don't have a game today. Like even if LSU had a game, I think it would be a little bit more enjoyable just because I could focus in on that game with how bad everything else is. But
Yeah,
like that, I don't even have that luxury. So I'm a little annoyed that the slate is this bad on the bye week.
yeah, man. I definitely agree. I think it's these 2 weeks, like, well, at least I think these 3 weeks because all of the major SEC teams take their bye over. Georgia takes their break before the Florida game, obviously. Bama usually and you guys take y'all break this week, and then, you know, I think I don't know if Tennessee has had their bye yet. I think they have, but it's these 3 weeks that kind of get a little fishy. So it happens, but we'll make the best of the bad.
Of
We'll
course.
turn shit into sugar for sure. So we'll go ahead and get it started. We might have a surprise guest later on in the show, y'all. So be looking for that. We'll have some co-host beef. So we'll see what happens. Um, but we'll go to our first matchup of the day. The Oregon Ducks traveling up there to Utah. Obviously, Oregon is. I think they're still kind of in position, maybe to do something. I mean, with USC being kind of trash, obviously they did lose to Washington, but I think they still have an opportunity to mingle around that top five. Maybe a New Year's Six is more realistic than top four. I think at this point, but top four could happen. I don't know. It
Well,
depends on
they
what
Pac-12 got rid of division, so they very much still have a shot at getting to the Pac-12 championship. And if they
Yeah,
can avenge their loss against Washington, they're very much in the thick of things.
yeah, that's what I was about to say. So I mean, I think the position they're sitting in, they their hardest games are behind them. I think even though people would look at this at face value and be like, "Man, this is going to be a tough game for them," but Utah might be riding off of a little high because of the win at USC. Yes, I know they have Kyle Winningham. He's a great coach. He's probably not going to let his players get to the point where they're smelling themselves and feeling themselves, whatever. But there's a potential letdown spot here that I think maybe people aren't looking at the closest. So we'll see. We'll see. This might be like a mini talk it out. So how are you feeling about this one?
Yeah, you said it. It's a little bit of a letdown spot for Utah. I am going to use this time to get on that baby back bitch Lincoln Riley a little bit. Like every year we fall for it. Every single year we fall for it. Like I don't get it. I refuse to believe in this man. He's so soft. Like so soft after the game talking about how there's too much pressure on his players and how he didn't think he was in this for the wins and losses. Shut the fuck up, dude. You're paid tens of millions of dollars a year. What do you think it's about?
They bought your house.
What do
They
you
bought
yeah,
your
what do you
house.
what do you think this was going to be about? Like you thought that you were just going to go to USC and coast for the rest of your life? No, that dude has 1 foot in the NFL, and I hope he goes because he doesn't love college football. And
No.
I mean, I would be remiss if like I immediately thought last week that like Caleb was going to sit out because it kind of does make sense financially to sit out the rest of the year. But
Mm-hmm.
good on him for staying active and like still playing. When there was a lot of people calling for him to kind of sit out. But yeah, back to the Utah game. It's a big letdown spot. They're on their backup quarterback. Cam's not coming back this year. They had a safety playing running back last week, which makes the USC loss even more embarrassing. They lost a backup quarterback, safety playing running back at home. But I think Oregon's defense is really good and is a much tougher test for Utah than USC's defense. Like it's night and day what they're going to face, but Utah at home is a different animal. I still think Oregon's going to walk in here and get a win. I have Oregon -6.5 on the card.
Okay, I like it. And we were talking a little bit before the show. I like it as well. I think that, obviously Oregon, while they do have their flaws, I have issues with thinking that Utah can keep up with them scoring wise if this turns into the shootout. Now, I know we said the same thing last week, or at least I did personally said the same thing last week with the USC matchup for Utah. But I think the defense matters, bro. Like USC's defense is really, 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 really bad, bro. Like you said, if a safety comes
And the
in,
worst part is they actually, USC's defense actually like did their job last week. They got a pick six to bring him back in the game, but then they just let him right back in it. Bear Alexander gets a dumbass like personal foul, roughing the passer, and then an awful targeting call. But yeah, I mean, like USC's defense did their job. Like Utah's backup, I forget his name right now, but he didn't look good against USC's defense. I just don't think he's going to look good against Oregon's.
Yeah, nah. And Oregon's going to be way more physical. And you saw Bear's sissy ass crying on the sideline over there. Don't never take on what Kirby Smart gets rid of, man. He got rid of him for a reason. Not saying that Bear didn't play a part in him transferring, but still. Don't take his scraps, okay? He got rid of him for a reason. If he was that good, he would be there. But I think at the point of attack, like I said, Oregon is going to be way more physical. I think if it does turn into a shootout, it's going to be tough for them to keep up with. And then I think, yes, while Utah is at home, I think Oregon performs pretty well on the road. Yes, they didn't get the win against Washington, but I think their offense looked exactly the same. They have a coach that I know is going to get them up for the game and motivate them to a point where they're going to actually, know the level of importance of this game. And it's basically win out territory for them. Like I said, like if they want to be in the Pac-12 championship, then they're going to have to win out. So I'm riding with you, bro. I got -6 as well. Really don't think that there's any other side for this. I know I see a lot of people on the under. I don't know how you feel about that, but I don't know. I'm iffy on that one. How you feel?
Personally, I need to see. I'm not sure what Utah's team total under would be, but I'd lean more that way just because, I mean, they only put up 28, 30 points against USC last week. Like, if it's anywhere around like 20 something, I'd maybe lean under on that side, but full game, I don't trust Oregon to put up that many points, so I could see an under hitting in this one.
Yeah, for sure. I mean, even with that, like the total's at 47. And I know, it might be a lot of points, but we're talking about college football here, so you could fuck around and get that total quite easily. So we'll see what happens. I don't know. But yeah, Oregon -6, me and Sam's official play. I would stay away from the total and ride it out. Like I said, this is a bad slate, y'all. So just take it easy, okay? Enjoy time with the family, carve pumpkins. Actually hang out with your girlfriend if you have one. All right,
Get the
just
honeydews in. Get the
yeah,
honeydews in
man,
today. Apple
yeah, just
picking. Get some apple picking in.
yeah, pumpkin patches. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
All that relationship shit. Um, we'll go to Ohio State, who I feel like they feel vindicated in a way. I mean, I know they won't be ultimately vindicated like they want to be until they get a win in Ann Arbor later on this year. But good win against Penn State last week. Defense definitely showed up. Well, I don't know, Sam. How do you feel? Because I feel like it was more of James Franklin being afraid of his quarterback more than Ohio State's defense showing up. Like it was literally, if it wasn't check downs or throws to the flat, it was run, 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 pass. Like, so I
Every
don't,
series.
yeah, every single series. And for all the love that I heard Drew Aller get, like, I don't know, bro. Kind of stinky. So they got Wisconsin, though, this week. Wisconsin pretty much dead in the water program. I mean, let's be honest with you. Like, I don't see a lot of offense coming out of them in this matchup. This total is even lower at 46.5. So how are you feeling about this one?
Um, I don't know. I mean, I don't think Wisconsin's like going anywhere this year, and they're never like they're consistent. Like uh, New Year's Six Bowl is our limit
Yes.
program.
Mhm.
So, but they're not there this year, and I think they're still. I don't correct me on this, but I think they're still alive in the Big Ten West race. So they got something to play for. I think they're going to lose this game. But they're starting quarterbacks out. I don't think. I don't know how many points they're going to be able to put up. Ohio State's been good shutting down like the one-dimensional teams. And I think it's going to be kind of more of the same from last week. I mean, Braylon Allen's a really good running back. He's going to do great things whenever he goes to the NFL, but he's not. I just don't see him having a big game. He'd have to have like 150 plus for them to be in this game, or at least
Mhm.
try to pull off the upset.
Yeah.
But Ohio State's offense hasn't impressed me at all. Um, what they put up against Notre Dame in a 1 point game, I think it was like 19,
Yeah.
17, something like that.
Yeah.
Um, but like to me, this game screams under. I think it'll be very similar script to last week, and kind of similar to the Notre Dame game where that offense struggles to get going. Um, and I think Wisconsin tries to like they're going to try to control the clock and play keep away a little bit and trust in their defense. And I think Ohio State might do the same.
Mhm.
But I've got Wisconsin plus 14.5 and under 46.5 because I mean I think it could literally be like a 20-10 game or like a 17-7 game.
Yeah. Hmm. And look, we got burnt on that Purdue game. Okay, I gave you a stat that at least one Ohio State coach has lost at Purdue. That didn't fare to bode well for us. I think they scored I think it was like 30 to like 3 or some crazy shit. Like I don't know what it was, but
Yeah, Purdue's bad.
yeah, they're really bad. But I think in this matchup, like you said, Wisconsin's offense is going to be able to run the ball, which is going to be important to keep that time of possession and keep this number low. I'm looking at Ohio State's team total. It's at 30.5. The under is minus 115. I would kind of be inclined to take that. Well, I do think they can have offensive explosion. I think just with the clock rules in college football now, I think the total is going to be extremely low. I also saw a stat, which means that, just because I saw the stat, that means the trend is going to go the opposite way. So don't bet this if you don't like it. But the first quarter unders for Ohio State have been hitting at a high rate. And you saw that last week where the first quarter was just kind of like slow. Like it was just very slow.
Whole game was
Uh,
slow. That game sucked.
yeah, it was
But I
bad,
mean,
bro.
it's nice to see a defensive game. But yeah, the offense was putrid. Yeah,
Yeah, I totally.
and I'd agree with you. If it's under 6.5, I'd probably take that first quarter under.
Like it's under 9.5 plus 105. I think Ohio State definitely could get a touchdown within that first quarter. It's just, are they going to get a field goal with that touchdown? Or is Wisconsin, because I honestly don't see Wisconsin scoring in the first quarter either. I mean, when you look at their team total being 14 and a half, that just tells you everything you need to know. That's an even money. If you want to risk that, you can do it. But I wouldn't personally. I would think I would be a little bit more comfortable risking Ohio State under 30 and a half and then going with the under in the first quarter at under 9.5. So yeah, we'll see what happens. Like you said, Wisconsin is still alive. I think with the Big Ten West, it's a race to see who gets slaughtered by either Ohio State or Michigan, like it always is every year. So I just, I don't know. I don't love this game either. That's why I say go very, very light on this if you want to, but we'll see what happens. Now let's go to our third game. Colorado, UCLA. Colorado, the roller coaster that we all love so much. Dion, I mean, he's basically saying that, some of these kids' practice habits are terrible. I fully believe that. You saw Shedeur and Travis at the Nuggets game. They were talking to Braun, you know what I'm saying? Loving the highlight. And I'm like, damn, Dion, like, I get it. You want these kids to fully lean into and fully invest in their brand and make money just like you did. But let's be honest, bro, like all of these kids ain't making it to the league. Like all of these kids, while they can make the money off of NIL in college, they don't need to carry themselves like superstars. Sometimes you got to be a role player, baby. Okay. You know what I'm saying? You can't be the star of the team all the time. Sometimes you got to play your role, do your thing, stay in the corner, hit that corner three. You know what I'm saying? Be the third tight end, come in, on that power run, block, and just do your job. So I think, once this team gets a little bit more, and I hate saying this, I'm going to sound like a douche saying this, but they need a little blue collar to them, man. They need a little, you know what I'm saying, take the flash away and really get down to the nitty gritty. So in this matchup with UCLA, 15 just seems like a big number with UCLA. I mean, their offense, it can be good, it can be bad. Their defense, kind of the same thing. It can be good, it can be bad. Obviously, being on the road, I think Colorado doesn't have an advantage, but we have to see what that defense can do because I put them in the same category as USC. They're just putrid. They're awful. So how are you feeling about this one? Because this one has been having my head ringing all week, to be honest with you.
I ain't touching a side, but I'm betting over in every Colorado game the rest of the year. It's that simple. The defense is fucking terrible. I think UCLA doesn't have to rely on their quarterbacks in this one. They're going to be able to run the ball at will, which is exactly what they want to do. Their defense, I don't know. I don't know if they've seen a attack similar to Colorado's yet this year. I mean, I guess I can't remember who exactly they played. I don't think they played Washington or Oregon. So, or USC. So yeah, I don't think they've seen an attack like Colorado, but the defense has been good at times. I think Colorado will be able to score. They're coming off a bye week, which hopefully Travis Hunter is actually healthy this time around and when he's playing, and not like struggling the entire game and laboring like he was in that game against Stanford. But yeah, I'm on the over 61 here.
Damn. Okay. I like it, to be honest with you. I think that, like you said, Colorado is going to be able to score. UCLA isn't really up to having, I guess, defend this level of pass attack. I think Shedeur is the smartest quarterback they've definitely seen this year. And I know a lot of people who actually want to take the spread with UCLA. I don't know, but it's just, I don't know, man. Like UCLA's defense, I think, can show up in this game, and it's going to get dark very quickly for them. I'm looking at their team total right now, and I'm looking if I want to take a gamble on that. Let me pull it up really quickly. It is at 22 and a half. I think that's a little bit low personally. The over is a little bit juiced at minus 120. I think this is maybe a 24-point game, but they got Colorado scoring. I mean, they got UCLA scoring 40. It's at 39 and a half at minus 115. So kind of tells
Stanford
you
did it.
Yeah. Oh my.
Stanford did it.
I still can't believe that shit, bro. I really can't. Like, I really can't believe that fucking happened. But to be honest with you,
oh, sorry. I was just gonna say, if Stanford can do it, any team in the Pac-12 can do it, like on site.
That game must have took place on Halloween because that was real wizardry right there, bro. Like it was. I don't know what the fuck that was.
That was textbook Pac-12 after dark on a Friday.
Oh my goodness, yes, it totally like. So like I said, I think the objective for Colorado at the end of the season is to establish what you can take in the next year and potentially, fight for, I guess, that title in the Pac-12. I mean, Utah might take some losses. USC might take some losses.
No, what are you doing? Pac-12's done.
Oh, well, yeah, that's true. I keep forgetting, man. They're ruining it, man.
Big 12.
Oh, yeah, they're definitely not fighting for the Big 12 title. So, well, I mean, they could maybe. You know what I'm saying? Now that Texas and Oklahoma are gone, maybe they'll have a opportunity to do that.
Right, just realized
there's not going to be any defense in that conference.
Live on air.
Yeah, bro. Figure it out. Like, wait a minute. So
the gears all just clicked.
I was like, wait, USC has to fly all the way to Purdue now, and then
oh yeah, buddy.
Yeah, bro. It's stupid, but yeah, I think again going into the Big 12 next year, there ain't gonna be no defense in that conference. We know that. I mean, so they ain't got to worry about that. But I think Deion is a defensive guy, so he's obviously gonna want that. But I'm staying away from this game wholeheartedly. I ain't gonna lie to you, bro. But I will endorse your over because I think, like I said, Colorado's not gonna play no damn defense. So this is what it is. Now, short show. If you're watching on X, Twitter, whatever the hell you call it now, please slide over to YouTube so we can see your comments. Give us your best bets. We'll have our plays for the day coming up after this game that we have. So please continue to send your comments, like the video, subscribe to the channel. It boosts our ego. Okay, we need confidence boosts around here. I've been waiting all year. Like Carrie Underwood says on Sunday, I've been waiting all day for Saturday, the last Saturday in October. The world's largest outdoor cocktail party is finally here in Jacksonville, Florida. I always say, Sam, this is an away game for Georgia, no matter who is, if we're wearing red or white, because they let them play the game an hour away from their campus. So when I look at this matchup, of course, you got your buddy Dan Mullen, who picked Florida to upset Georgia. Didn't really expect him to do anything else. Let's be real. But if I'm looking at this matchup objectively, and we're looking at Georgia's record against the spread against unranked teams, it's pretty awful. And that goes to show you why this number is at 14 again. That's pretty much what the number has been at or been around for SEC opponents that have been unranked the entire season. I don't want this to be the week where I bet it and it doesn't hit again, even though I kind of think we win by more than 2 touchdowns, personally. Now, obviously, Brock being out is a huge thing. I think Graham Mertz, he does lead, or I think he's top 3 in the country in completion percentage, and then he's number 1 in the entire SEC in completion percentage. But you will be top 1 and top 3 in the country in completion percentage if you're throwing it to your running back every time. Or like we were saying with Ohio State and Penn State, like if you're throwing it to the flat every time, yeah, you're going to lead in completion percentage. It's only 5-yard throws. So I don't think that Florida will be able to run the ball at all. And I think that they're going to have to rely on the pass a little bit too much, and that's going to cause Graham to get in some trouble. So I have a couple of plays for this one, of course, but Sam, tell me how you're feeling first.
You're out your damn mind if you think I'm siding with Florida in anything. I think I hate Florida just as much as you do. It's what I think unites Georgia fans and LSU fans together. We have common enemies, and the enemy of my enemy is my friend. So I I hate Florida with all my heart, and I'm a little. You're gonna see me in church tomorrow because I'm a little scared to take this number.
Mm.
But I am on the over. I think Georgia's going to be able to score. I saw some stats last week whenever they were announcing the Brock Bowers surgery and everything. That Georgia's actually their most efficient whenever they're in like 11 personnel, as opposed to the two tight end set. So I think they're going to have to get out of that kind of mindset and open it up.
Yes.
And Carson Beck's been playing some good football. So I think this is the best defense he's played thus far, but at the same time I think they'll be able to keep it very balanced and open it up and make like kind of take that next step. I think like they're obviously still the more talented team. Just because they lost their best player, I don't think it's going to affect them too much, and I think it could be a good thing down the road for whenever like Brock returns. Like they just have more options now. Like someone else has to step up. I think it's going to be Carson Beck. He hasn't shown me anything to think he's going to tank or like just absolutely blow up in this game. So he's played some efficient football against SEC teams, and yeah, I like Georgia here, and I like some points as well. But I'm scared of that number. Might bet it closer to game time or try to catch a live bet if it gets below the two scores.
Yeah, for sure. And the numbers fluctuated to your point. Like I think I saw the number as down to as low as 46 and a half because obviously people were, pounding it, I guess. I don't know. But I saw the number really low at probably the Wednesday point, and now it's back up to 49 and a half. So I don't know, man. I really do think that it's gonna really depend on, like you said, what these receivers can do. And I'm looking at some of these receiving props. We got Dominic Lovett. He's at 47 and a half at minus 115. I see Marcus Rosemy-Jacksaint at 38 and a half yards. I'm taking that over, to be honest with you. He has been the big game player. If you look at every single game that we've had, the South Carolina game, the Kentucky game, he has had a big play and he's had his catches. I think he's probably going to get in the range of the 6 targets ish range. So I would definitely take that. And I wanted to read off some stats for you just real quick for everybody that's listening. So Florida ranks 109th in the country for third down conversion rate, 33.3%. Only Mississippi State and Auburn rank lower than them in the SEC. Georgia's defense ranks first in the country on third down. In the country, not in the SEC, in the country.
Talk to him.
Opponents only converting 23.6 of their third downs. Carson Beck on third down is 32 for 47, completing 68% of his passes, 409 yards, 2 TDs, 2 INTs, 25 first downs converted. Graham Mertz, on the other hand, is 33 of 46. He's completing 71% of his passes, but checkdowns. 331 yards, 0 TDs, 2 INTs, and only 16 first downs converted. Now, the other one that I'm looking at is Florida's defense has allowed 16 total plays that have gone for 30 yards or more, which ranks 84th in the country. Georgia's offense has 20 plays that have gone for 30 yards or more, tied for 9th most in the country. Okay. And this last one I'll give you: explosive offensive plays. 20 plus yard plays, UGA is 13th. 30 plus yard plays, UGA is 24th. And 40 plus yard plays, UGA is 23rd. 20 plus yards for Florida is 71st. 30 plus yard plays, they're 107th. And then 40 plus yard plays, they're 102nd. So again, it gives you an idea of Graham Mertz and who he is as a player. The running game, while I know they rely on it a lot, they they don't have it like they think they have it this year. So, in my personal opinion, I'm with you. I bet the over on this at 49 earlier on in the week. I'm staying with it. It's at 49 and a half. I would take that as well. I think we score. I think Florida does just enough to get us over the number if Georgia doesn't score. But I do have Georgia's team total over 31 and a half as well. I think we see points today. Like I just do. I think it's going to be a lot of spread. And then I think that our offensive line, while I do like Florida's defensive line, I think they're in for it today. I just think they are. I might be biased, but I think they're in for it today. And I wanted to get your comments on Louisiana Billy and how he's been doing. I know he's not your favorite, but how are you feeling about it?
Sorry, before we get into that, I was looking at the props because I did add the Rosemead Jack Saint prop that you just gave out. Ladd over 39 and a half. How are we feeling on that?
Now, Ladd, this is the only thing about Ladd. He's kind of been struggling to get into the fold just due to Marcus and Dominic being the feature guys. I don't think he's been getting a lot of targets. That's the only thing that really concerns me. And yes, he's probably going to get some more now that Brock is out, obviously. So I might do a little sprinkle on it. I'm just not the most confident in it. I'll be real with you. It's just the fact that he didn't start the year off. I think he missed the first 4 or 5 games of the season. So he's basically in week 3 right now. He's still ramping up a little bit. And I think later on in the season, he will come to be a little bit more important, but I'd be a little bit scared with it. I ain't gonna lie to you. A little bit scared.
Yeah. Well, back to Sunbelt Billy. It's I guess it's all right. I mean, it's not been good on the field. They got a good recruiting class coming in supposedly. You got to get those guys to signing day. I'm sure they'll get most of them there. But this stretch they got coming up is tough. They're not going to do better than 6-6, and I hate that. I hate that fucking South Carolina blew it because I have under 5.5 on the year for them. I hate bet that before the year. South Carolina giving that game up screwed me because Florida's got Georgia today. I think that's an L. 2 weeks from now they got at LSU. They follow that with at Missouri, and then they got Florida State at home. Those are 4 L's.
Yeah.
I mean, it's a toss-up game. The coin flip game is going to be them at home versus Arkansas, which unfortunately I think they win. I might just hedge out at that and try to get something on Florida to cancel out my loss there. But yeah, it's not looking good on the field. I'd have is Lagway supposed to come in and be the quarterback that they were promised? They're supposed to come in with a freshman quarterback with that schedule next year?
Good luck, buddy.
Good luck. I mean, it's going to be a tough start to go. What were they last year? 6-6 again?
Yeah, I think so. Yeah.
6-6, 6-6, and then they'll be lucky to get to 6-6 next year, especially if they're starting a freshman quarterback. So I mean, he's been hitting the portal okay. He's been essentially just taking everybody from his Louisiana team or Louisiana Lafayette team and bringing them over. That's essentially what he's done. So recruiting's all right, but that doesn't save your job. You got to put something together on the field. And I mean, if Nico plays that, if Tennessee's offensive line is good and Joe Milton doesn't make one of the dumbest throws I've ever seen in that game earlier this year, I think they lose that one too. But I mean, credit to them to actually getting to bowl eligibility this year. Good job, Sunbelt Billy.
There we go. Now, I mean, I have one more play. I think I have Dejon Edwards over 80.5 rushing yards as well. I saw some idiot say that he wasn't elusive. He doesn't fight for extra yards. I'm like, bro, if you watch this guy play, if he would have been healthy the whole year, I I think he might damn near be a better prospect than your boy in Kentucky. But that's just me. Maybe I'm biased. I don't know. But with Sunbelt Billy, my guy Brooks Austin made this point. If you look at their roster, it's freshmen and transfers. It's literally it. So you need that camaraderie in your squad. Maybe, like you said, next year it'll come, but man, bro, it's rough. It's rough there. It's rough. So that's how I feel on that. We've made it to the end of the show. So Sam, of course, you are to start. What are your plays for the day, brother?
All right, I'll recap what I've had so far. Georgia, Florida over 49.5. Set it right just for you. Oregon minus 6.5. Wisconsin plus 14.5, and the under in that game at 46.5. And then over in Colorado, UCLA over 38.5. Kansas defense isn't good. They're a fun team to watch, mostly because their defense sucks and they give up a lot of points, and they put up points as well. A little scared of the number just because of Bean and how Oklahoma's defense has played a little bit this year, but Oklahoma total over 38.5 is an official play. I have Oklahoma minus 8.5 in that game as well. I can't believe that game turned up, or that game last week came down to the wire, and now think they're 10 points better. You got me?
There we go. Yeah, I think you're back. Sorry for the technical difficulties, peeps. Hold on 1 second. Let me add Sam to the backstage and then add him again. Let's see. Is it gonna work? Is it? Oh man, I think it's my trash Metro PCS Wi-Fi, y'all. My bad. All right, well, let me get my plays out the way before we go, so we can wait for Sam to come back. I got the under in the Ohio State and the Wisconsin matchup. I just don't think that Ohio State is going to have to score that much. You're looking at, kind of what happened with the game last week. I think they're just going to try to get in and get out now that they've passed their big test in Penn State. I think they're just waiting to get to Ann Arbor. So I think they'll try to be a little bit more conservative than usual. I got them under 30.5 points team total. I got Marcus Rosemy-Jacksaint over 38.5 receiving yards for the Georgia Bulldogs. I think he has a big game. He's been a big game player, so I think that continues. Dejon Edwards, I think he runs the ball effectively today. I think, like I said, Florida's D-line in trouble, baby. That's all I'm going to say. So give me Dejon Edwards over 80.5 rushing yards. I am also taking the under with the Gamecocks and Texas A&M, okay? Texas A&M's defense is really good, and, well, really good might be a stretch, but they're good enough to keep this under that 51. I don't think Max Johnson is that guy at all, but I don't this is going to be one of those please don't watch it games. Just like that Arkansas-Mississippi State with fucking 10 points for the whole game. Just don't watch this game. But yeah, I got that at the under. And then I got the Dogs team total over 31.5. And then I got the over in the Georgia-Florida matchup. Sorry, Sam, we lost you there, but
yeah, I can't make it through a show without technical difficulties. I have no idea what's going on, but we're fighting through. I do like your point about Texas A&M's defense. Their front seven's really good, and South Carolina's offensive line is trash. If I could take a team sacks prop in this game, I would take it over. Like it's been bad for Spencer Rattler this year.
Yeah.
But I am very intrigued in that game just because, like, what if South Carolina hangs around? What if they were to win? Can you imagine? I think Jimbo would be fired on the spot.
If he loses to South Carolina, it's over. Like, you can't lose to that team.
I'm
come
so
in
torn.
third.
I'm so torn if I should want Jimbo out or not, because like at the end of Kevin Sumlin's tenure, I was kind of the same way. Like, he's so, like, what he's gonna be.
Mm-hmm.
He's going to be every year. He's not gonna get to the promised land. Jimbo's kind of the same. Jimbo's actually worse than someone. And so, yeah, it's kind of like a know your enemy type of deal. I don't know who they'd get, but they've got the money to get whoever the hell they want. So I think I was on Oklahoma -8.5 in that one. Can't believe that game got under 10 points. I think Oklahoma kind of blows them out, especially with Bean playing and Daniels out again. Finish it off with Tennessee -4 with you. Kentucky. I hate putting my money on Joe Milton, especially after last week. That was you texted me immediately at halftime saying Tennessee collapsed.
What I tell you?
Yeah,
What I tell you?
I know. But
What I tell you?
he can't keep getting away with it. This is all an Alabama thing. Like he can't keep getting away with it. Like I feel like
what was the call? What was the call? I think it was like he caught. They said that the Tennessee kick returner like caught it or something.
Dude, don't even get me fucking started on that one. That is unbelievable. One guy went and raised his arms, and then the other one tried to return it. So what? That means like you get it on the 4 instead. How does that make any fucking sense? Like if this guy does this and then he like returns it, they get it on the 25.
Pay for play.
Yeah. Oh my god. No, the first half didn't hit. Shut your mouth. The first half didn't hit.
Pay for play.
No. Yeah.
Yeah, it didn't hit. It was fucking terrible. But
that game pissed me off, man. They can't keep getting away with it. I'm gonna keep feeling like Aaron Paul and Breaking Bad until it happens. Like he's done getting away with it. But Tennessee -4. I think it's a mid-off between these QBs, and I believe in Joe Milton more than I believe in Devin Leary. As much as that pains me to say.
Yeah.
And then we'll finish it off. Penn State -31. Their offense sucks. We talked about it earlier in the show, but Indiana is worse. Indiana is bad. And now they have to go to Penn State. Nah, I mean, it's a wrap for Tom Allen. Everyone in the state here is kind of over the stuff, or kind of over everything. He doesn't really recruit well. He's not winning anymore. Like he can't even figure out the quarterback position. So I think it's a wrap for Indiana. So yeah, just go ahead and give me the Penn State -31.
Okay, I like it. Now, real quick, talk it out. This Ole Miss team total, they at the crib against Vandy. It's at 44.5. How do you feel about that? I'm kind of like,
I'd take it.
It can
personally.
Happen. That's what I'm saying. It can happen. Night game too.
Yeah, I think they got A&M next week too.
Yeah, yeah, they do.
Are you all worried about that game at all? Ole Miss? No.
I mean, I'm worried about it more for.
Who are you more worried about? Ole Miss or Missouri?
Oh, Ole Miss easily. Ole Miss easily. I think Luther can go for 200 yards, and they'll still maybe score 20 points. Like the defense is going to be good, but I don't think the secondary is worth a damn, bro. And I think with the way Carson plays, his ability to get the ball out quickly and hit that back foot and go, I think the pass rush won't be as lethal as maybe it could be. Now, I'm not taking no running back props in that game because you saw how that shit was last year. Like, we struggled to run the ball against them. So I think it's going to be more of the same, but I think now that Brock is probably not going to be there, I think he'll be on time and on target and know to get that ball out quickly. So I just say the Ole Miss game because I don't know which Jackson Dart I'm going to get. I kind of know what I'm going to get with Brady. Like, he's going to be good for, like, maybe 3 or 4 throws the whole game, and then the rest is, like, going to be 75% bad, 25% good. Like, you know, it'll be 50-50 some plays, but I know what I'm getting from Brady. But with Jackson Dart, like, he could look great. He could look like the 3rd best quarterback in this conference, or he could look like the 6th best quarterback in this conference. So it really just depends. But I'm more scared for Ole Miss, definitely. So, but I'm
Yeah,
glad.
I mean, every single fucking important game that you all ever play is at home, so it doesn't matter. I mean, I don't know how it happens. Every year it's at home.
Hey, first 4 weeks on at the crib, baby. That's why. You know what I'm saying? Back to back champs.
Yeah. But yeah, I'd lean. If they only got to hit 45, I'd lean that. Yeah, I might add that actually.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying. Like, come on, it could happen. All right, fuck it, we'll do it. Ole Miss team total 44.5 minus 110. We're betting it. Pay for play. Again, please, please, please like this video. Subscribe to us at Win the Day TV. We will be back next week. Follow Sam, of course. Follow me. We'll be back next week, with the big one. I know you're gonna be weddinged up, but look, somebody could get shot at that wedding, and you're not gonna know because you'll be like this. Like, oh, okay, yeah, woo.
I think I've laid the proper groundwork for there being a TV somewhere.
Oh my god, bro! I'm excited to talk about that. Actually, I'm
kind of glad it's a night game too. Like I can do the ceremony, do the reception, then like do like the Jim Halper, like have a positive talking note, take a picture so everyone knows you were there, and get out by 9:30. So
and still be like
be home by halftime. Yes.
There we go. As it should be, bro. Yeah, stop having fall weddings, people. Stop it. But until next week, we'll holler at y'all later, man. Peace.
Hold on.
Oh,
sorry. We got a great slate next week. Everyone's got to be here. We got LSU, Alabama. We got USC, Washington. We got Georgia, Missouri, Texas, Kansas State, Oklahoma State. The last time that's ever going to go. So everyone, like, it's going to be a good show next week. We're not going to get out of here early. So everyone be back.
And we still did. We said we were going to do a short show. We're still at fucking 50 minutes right now. So we're in.
No technical difficulties, I promise.
There we go. But until then, we'll holler at y'all later, man. Peace.